Welcome back, everybody, to the TestDevLab stream here. We had a quick break because we had to improve our streaming quality, but fingers crossed here, we improved everything to the max where, it's a good quality now. We're hoping, if there are any complaints, please let us know. Maybe we can change some things in the back without canceling the stream. We've just seen group stage. We followed the team of Tasteless Demo Lads throughout that entire bracket, and now we're going into the final bracket. We're gonna find out who's gonna be the winner of this tournament. Chad, what can you tell me about our first semifinals that we're gonna watch here?
Yeah, so first game that we're not casting that is includes uh I can oh my god, I'm drawing a brain fog here that involves Taste's Demo Lads. So it's definitely going to be exciting to see two different teams facing against each other since we know how Demo Lads have been playing this entire time. But Sharp Knives and Frantic, they were the first two teams that we saw. We saw Sharp Knives first, and then we saw Frantic. Both kind of have similar playstyles. Both kind of played aggressive when they needed to, but both played very conservative against Tasteless Demo Lads. So I'm really excited to see how this game is going to go. I actually cannot predict to see how this game is going to go.
Yeah, and yeah, it's gonna be. I'm also curious because we've seen Sharp Knives on stream versus Demo Lads. We see Frantic on stream versus Demo Lads. Obviously, both teams lost. Frantic, Sharp Knives made it close. They went, they went a distance. I think Frantic got swept there in the end. But yeah, who do you okay? So who do you think? Because based on what we've seen um, versus Tasteless Demo Lads, who do you think has the better edge? Because we had Sharp Knives going the distance and Frantic getting swept.
Yeah, so Sharp Knives definitely put up they definitely held their own. They definitely put up a fight against Tasteless Demo Lads. So I definitely think that they in this game are going to be the aggressors. Frantic didn't lose the series 2-0 against Tasteless Demo Lads. So I'm expecting them to be a little bit more conservative, but I'm expecting, like a lot of defense between both teams. I don't expect it to be like too high scoring. Um, but, like you said, Sharp Knives did go the distance. Frantic unfortunately lost 2-0 in the series against Tasteless Demo Lads. So I'm really excited to see this.
Yeah, and we're now waiting for the final players to join here. Um, so yes, we're gonna take a quick look at the bracket. I'm just gonna quickly take it here. What we've seen so far in the group stage from both teams, because Frantic is the number 2 advancing and Sharp Knives is the number 3 advancing. Sharp Knives going in their first series versus Tasteless Demo Lads. They lost 2-1. Sharp Knives then in round 2 they won 2-1 versus Wow What a Save, and in the end they had to play Frantic and they got swept there. And if we look at the run from Frantic, game 1 they swept Wow What a Save. Round 2 they got swept by the Tasteless Demo Lads, and in round 3 they swept Sharp Knife. So both teams, their final matchup was against each other here in the group stage. So Sharp Knife probably want to get revenge, want to show everybody like we can beat Frantic. So it's a bit of a revenge story here, or a rematch in our first semifinals.
Yeah, no, definitely. Um, yeah, I'm really am excited. I definitely think this game can go both ways, so I really am excited to see how this goes.
Yeah, and now game 1 underway. We see the kickoff going in favor of Frantic, who is playing in orange, and Sharp Knives playing in blue. Chimp drops it back towards Solnerks. And now a demo here. I think the first demo we had here on stream. Ball dropping down. Solnix gets dunked by Tomat. Tomat can't follow up on it. And there you have Herb already midfield. Has an open net to work with. Does take his time because he doesn't have too much boost to work with there in the end. Solnix misses the ball, but Chimp there has a follow-up. Not enough boost, but managed to get it over 1. Herb misses. Tomat has to save him here in the end. Herb still in control. He bangs it forward. has a little bit of trouble. Tombat doesn't know how to follow up on it. It's an open net, but Chip just a little bit wide. He aims for the post, and the woodwork there is the friend for this Sharp Knives roster. And Tombat now another open net opportunity here, but Tombat on the other side can't make it happen. Chimp into the air, has some boost to work with. Wants to get it past one, gets a dunk into the air, but in the end, it's just a little bit wide. Sonic's now up. Can he make something happen? Leaves it for Chimp. Chimp steals the boost. Ball now in front of net. Tombat a little bit slow there, but he still gets a piece of the ball to save it here in the end. Almost a rule one there on the wall as the ball is now slowly flowing towards target. Chimp just in time to get the clear. And there are some opportunities here creating for both these rosters. But in the end, it's no team wants to overcommit. It's they're they're mostly just watching each other, being respectful, so they're like, okay, you can do this. I'm gonna show them. But Chimna with the air dribble almost gets it in, but in the end, Herb just saves it on the goal line. And if you're wondering, Taff, why are you talking 2 minutes straight? It's because Chad had something to do real quick. He'll be joining back in a couple seconds, hopefully. Otherwise, I'm casting game one all here by myself. But yeah, Chimp in midfield gets a demo, gets a 50, not into his favor yet. Herb now wanted to pass towards Tombat, but Tombat removed from by Chimp. Chimp gets it over one. Tombat has some boost to work with, gets the 50 in his favor. Herb can't follow up on it in the end. Demo here yet again from Chimp. Chimp being really aggressive here in this game, just removing players left and right to create some space, to create some opportunity here. And from all the matches we've seen on stream, because we've seen every team on stream so far, and just a little bit too much from Tasteless DemoLad at this point. But this Chimp now being the most aggressive one, just demo left and right, not holding back at any point. No goals so far as we just entered the final 2 minutes of this game one in this first semi-final. And now Saunders wants to drop it down towards Chim, but no luck there. Chim now one-on-one. Gets beat by Herb, who just sweeps from the side to clear that ball. Tom Ed wants to make something happen, can't find his teammate because he's just holding a little bit too far back. As Chimp now in the corner loses the 50. Chimp one-on-one. Tom Ed completely out of the play, but it's not in his favor just yet. Something gets it past one. Will Chimp be back in time? Yes, he will. He gets his third save already in this first game. And now a quick shot on target for Chimp. Oh, it will almost go in. But then, yeah, it's just a little bit wide. And Tombat gets a great save here in the end from the wall. Tombat now 0 boost to work with. Wants to drop it down under Chimp, but sadly can't make any contact. Herb from the wall wants to go for a passing play. Open net there, but both players miss in the end. It's unlucky. There was a great opportunity for the Sharp Knives. And now quick shot on target. Luckily, Frantic dodged a bullet there. But now, Chimp leaves the ball. Tombat drops it back. Chimp, another demo for the man here. I think that's a fourth or fifth demo here. Sonics can't get a piece of the ball, even though he wanted it really badly. And now Chimp, quick shot on target. Herb will be back in time. And, final 30 seconds of this game one. And there's not much happening. There are opportunities here and there. Both teams have some great shot opportunities. They had some shots on target. They had some saves here and there, but no great opportunities to actually capitalize on the little mistakes that are being made. And this might be an opportunity for Ed, but in the end, it will just go wide. Chimp now wants to drop it down. He wants to have this overtime here in game one, and he might have it. But the ball still yet no, the ball will hit the ground. Game one overtime. And I'm curious, Chad, who do you think is gonna win this game one and maybe this series? Because we have some people here in the chat, and I'm curious to see who's gonna advance to the grand finals from the two of these, and who will take this game one and go towards match point here. So do you think Frantic will take this one, or do you think Sharp Knives will take this first one and go to match point here in our first semifinals, which is again a best of 3? And here from the beginning, Sharp Knives, they have the great start. And now an opportunity, but oh, Herb just back in time to get that save. That could have been devastating for the Sharp Knives, but in the end, Herb, hero for the roster right now, manages to get it in, wants to make something happen. And there we have it. I hear there's a chat burrito back in our casting booth. And of course, the moment chat joins back, Herb will bang it in. 47, 47 seconds overtime. And in the end, it's Sharp Knives who take the win here.
Well, I mean, what can I say? I'm very influential. So came back, and no goals have been scored. I was watching the game while I was away, and thank you once again to the lovely Tavish for taking over when I needed it most. But you know, it. I come back the minute I sit down, put on my headset, turn my mic back on, and boom, goal's been scored. So I think without the burrito man here, I definitely think the game action is back on. But once again, thank you to Tavish for a great cast, great solo cast. It's very hard to do, very go drink some water, buddy. You really need it.
No. We'll survive, we'll survive. But game one here, Sharp Knives, both teams being really aggressive, showing great results here. But you know, in the end, Sharp Knives, in the overtime, it's a bit of an awkward play for Frantic in defense. But they win, they are now on match point here in our first semi-finals. Great showing from them here. They're showing right now that they can get the revenge story. So hopefully, Game 2 will go to Frantic, then we'll go the full distance here. That would be great. Game 2 just on the way. And now a quick opportunity. It will hit the post, but Herb wants to continue right where he left off.
Yeah, so 15 seconds into the game, no goals have been scored, so maybe I don't have that much of an impact. But, you know, Sharp Knives winning the first game of the series, so congrats to them. Yeah, I got the volume back on. Figured out that my volume was properties weren't set, so more technical difficulties. But we're back. Tumbed gonna be clearing this down to Salnux. Herb is just gonna go up for it and kind of tip it middle. Chimp is gonna go up for it and clear it left side. He's gonna try and follow up with it, maybe with his 12 boost, try and wait for his teammate to come and take it over. But his teammate just kind of chilling in the goal. 50 gonna be won by Chimp. Chimp is still going. Missing the demo. Chimp is trying to do everything himself with a blocked shot there. And Chimp is still going, and finally his teammate coming in, but unfortunately at the wrong time is Tumbed going to be clearing this down.
Yeah, and now Chimp gets damaged for the first time in this series, because Chimp was a very aggressive player in the first game of this series. Chimp now in control here after the demo, can't get it past Herb. And Tumbed now up, wants to make something happen, passes towards Herb. Herb doesn't have the perfect follow-up. And now we have Solnux, wants to pass it to Chimp, almost makes it happen in his beautiful golden Takumi. And Herb now from the wall leaves it, tries to get some disruption. He's up, he beats the defense there, what I did not expect since there were two players in his way. And now Herb up, can't get a piece of that ball. And Tumbed has to rush back, but he will be too late. Chimp will score here. First goal in this first semi-finals for Frantic. You gotta be happy for them. They finally get on the board here, and it's not an overtime. It's pretty early in the game.
Yeah, taking the lead 1-0. You know, still under 2 minutes into the game. And Sharp Knives are kind of doing what they did in the first game of the series against the oh my god, dude, I'm drawing such a brain fog.
Tasteless demo lads.
Tasteless demo lads, but that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter as Frantic puts in a goal and make it 2-0. But you know, we're looking at Sharp Knives, what they're doing against what they did against Tasteless demo lads. You know, they're overcommitting on defense. On offense, excuse me, and you know they're just not rotating back for defense, and Frantic are capitalizing on it.
Yeah, and we're gonna find out if they can make it a little bit better, because in game 1 they were holding on so well. And Tumbed now from the corner gets beat by Chimp, and you already have Herb there with the follow-up. Gets it past one, but Solnux in the end will get that massive clear towards the other side. A little bit of a mental attempt there, but in the end the defense is just holding on a little bit too strong. Herb with a bit of an awkward save, But Chimp now being a menace in the corner. He doesn't want to leave yet. Saunders now wants to get a piece of the ball. He has to wait patiently because Tamed was still up. Herb with a 50 in the offensive half. Tamed from the wall leaves it. Herb now up. Chimp will get it past him. And the moment you think that Sharp Knives is full in offense, it can make something happen. Frantic is just holding on and they're not backing down.
Yeah, of course, and you know, Sharp Knife's being really aggressive here, like I counted before. It's the pros of it, you know, keeping the ball on the opponent's side of the half. I don't really have to worry too much about, you know, like if the ball's like you can play as aggressive as you need to. But the problem with that is, which is why they're down 2-0 right now, is defense, which it seems like they're having someone play back now a little bit. Realizing that defense is important, but with a minute and a half left, they still have to score 2 goals. Even though if they're aggressive, if they don't put anything, if they don't keep putting shots on target, then it's all meaningless. It seemed like about a minute ago, Tumid was trying to be very aggressive there, and there goes Tumid actually. Crazy. We haven't had any demos at all in the in this entire stream. We already have 2 in this game alone. Do you think that this game is already decided?
I don't know. Anything can happen. Gotta correct you on one thing. In the previous game, while you were sadly away while I had to cast everything alone, Chimp had 5 demos to his name, so he was being a menace there, an aggressive menace on the pitch. So these are the first 2 demos for you on stream. So we'll forgive you there. But 46 seconds. I gotta say it. I think Frantic will take this one. We'll see a game 3. And that's gonna be a real close game because, you know, Frantic winning here 2-0 at this point. But in game 1, they lost in an overtime.
Yeah, really unfortunate for Frantic losing in the overtime just as soon as I got back too. So maybe I wasn't the good luck charm, but I guess I am in this game. But yeah, 18 seconds left. It's looking like Frantic's gonna be winning this game. And with that goal from Chimp, I think that's been decided. But, you know, 5 demos from Chimp. Wow, that's honestly insane. You know, they have the Tasteless Demo lads. They have demo in their name. They did not get a demo once. The first time that there is a game that demo lads ain't in it that's on stream, there's all these demos. So I think that they need to change their name to just the Tasteless lads. Honestly, like they're false advertising, but great pass by Herb. Lining it up across the rolling it across in front of the net, and Tumid is just there, but too little too late, as Frantic is still going to be taking this one, and we're going to be seeing a game 3.
Yeah, it is what it is. Frantic takes this game, but Sharp Knives, they get a goal. They have some momentum now going into their favor, going into game number 3. And, you know, game number 3, it's going to be do or die there. The winner of that game will go into the grand final. And the loser of that game will drop towards the lower final for fighting for 3rd place. But, you know, we're anything can happen here. But who do you think will win this one?
You know, it really is hard to say. I mean, Frantic winning, you know, no goals were scored at all last game, and Sharp Knives getting it in 47 seconds in overtime. This time Frantic winning 3-1. I think Frantic was just a little bit thrown off their game, a little bit out of rhythm in the first game. But, you know, Frantic definitely does seem like the better team overall. They definitely did prove it in this game, and even last game, they did have their moments of glory. But, you know, I mean, Sharp Knives, once again, they just got to stop overcommitting on offense. That's the thing that's really hurting them right now, is the overcommit on offense. They just want to put the ball in the net, and, you know, sometimes you just got to play it easy. You got to back off a little bit. I mean, you can't get everything that you want.
Yeah, and now, game 3 of this first semifinals. Champions Field it is! We forgot to change the maps during this stream, but now we have it. Beautiful Champions Field. We're gonna decide who's going into this grand finals. Will it be Frantic, who's playing in orange, or will it be Sharp Knives, who's playing in blue? It's a great start already for Sharp Knives, as they might have an open net here. No, Chimp will just rush back in time. But it's already a better start from them, and this is a bit awkward. It will hit the post. Tom, and now with a backflip into it. Chimp, bit awkward. Herb already up with another 50. Saunders now has 0 boost to work with, but clears it a little bit and gives Frantic some room to breathe.
Yeah, so boost management, since this game's seeing in the Steves, boost management isn't the best as it could be. So that's definitely paying them a lot. You know, ball was stuck in front of Frantic's net for quite a bit of time actually. How Soundlux putting a shot on goal and almost dropping in with that line drive, but you know, I mean, a minute into the game, you know, still tied 0-0, so not an early start. Chimp with his first demo of the game. I mean, both teams are being really aggressive right now. Both teams are playing great defense. Sharpknifes are actually playing good defense now, not that they weren't before, but they're actually focusing on defense now, knowing that they can't be too aggressive, especially since it's game 3. I think that's what the wake-up call that they needed. And, I mean, great save by Tumid there, so I think this is going to be a really good game.
Yeah, there are definitely some great opportunities for both teams at this point, and I think this game will be decided in midfield. Who's gonna get the best control of midfield? Who can get the stronger 50s, like we see here from Herb? The team that has control of that midfield will be the team that can be in offense the longest. But you know, it could also be wrong. So we're gonna find out here, because it's still a scoreless game. 2 minutes in, we're hitting that 3-minute mark in a couple seconds. Both teams have some shots on target. Sharpknives having 1 shot at this point, and Frantic have 3 shots at this point. Do you think that this will go to an overtime? Since, you know, it's still early to call, but do you think that going in, now that you're seeing this game 3?
You know, it really is hard to say. Oh, I guess it's not hard to say there now, as Chimp scoring a goal for Frantic. Great shot. Scoring a double tap there, in fact. I looked away for a minute. Great double tap by Chimp, and no one was even in net. So, great. So, Frantic taking the lead here with 2:42 left, and about the overtime thing, I mean, it's like you said, it is early, so it really is hard to call. You know, both teams are playing great defense, apart from that one moment that Sharpknives had about 10 seconds ago. But you know, it really is hard to call now. Maybe like another minute and a half we can call it. But you know, Frantic does have a 1-0 lead. Sharpknives could change it now, but unfortunately they don't. So it really is hard to tell. But I guess with that goal there, Frantic is up 2-0 now. So it looks like the chances of an overtime are slimming down.
You could see Tom, and he was rushing back. He was close. He had some boost to work with. He was closing in, and in the end he just jumps under the ball, and then the ball rolling on the goal line. 2 players from the Frantic side were already on there, and somebody had to get the perfect 50 there to keep it out of net. Great attempt for him, but in the end it's just a little bit unlucky if you are a Sharpknife fan in this tournament here for the TestDevLab. And now there might be an opportunity. Herb putting a shot on target. Tumbet with the follow-up. Will it be enough to put something in? Yes, it will. Herb drops it in front of target. Tumbet will bounce it in. And we have a closer game here already.
Yeah, 100%. This game is really close now. Still just under 2 minutes left of this game 3. Winner goes on to the finals. So both teams are really going to start playing now. I'm going to see a lot more aggression now between both teams. Both teams are going to want to capitalize as quickly as possible. Maybe not Frantic as much as possible. They don't have to be too aggressive. Chimp trying to finish it in, unfortunately cannot, hitting that wide right. But, you know, I mean, knowing Frantic's still up, I think they're still going to be as aggressive as Sharpknives. But they just got to focus more on defense. They just got to hold out this ball for the next minute 23. If they could do that, then they'll easily win this game. But Sharpknives isn't going to let that happen too easily. They're going to try and be as aggressive as possible and force Frantic into tough spots and tough situations and awkward situations, and hopefully looking to capitalize on it.
Yeah, as Herb now in midfield drops it into the corner. Solnik's jumping miss. Chimp almost has a good save there. He still gets the clear, but it's still awkward into the corner. There was an opportunity there for Sharpknives to make something happen. And now a miss here from Sharpknives in defense. Chimp will drop it mid. Solnik will bang it forward into that net. And 3-1 lead for Frantic. I think we won't see an overtime like if it continues like this.
Yeah, I'm calling game right now. I'm saying Frantic wins this. I mean, up 3-1. I mean, I'm sure that, you know, Sharpknives are trying to hype themselves up right now, but, like, I mean, like, they're already up 3-1, and they're about to make it 4-1 right now, so I definitely think that's game right there. I definitely think we're going to see Frantic moving on to the finals.
Yeah, it might look like that. But here, you know, it was a rematch between Sharp Knives and Frantic because they were facing each other in the final round of group stage, where Frantic swept Sharp Knives really heavily. They went 9-1 in the first game and 5-2 in the second game. So there was a blowout in that series. But here, yeah, it might be a bit of a blowout here in the final game, but the previous two games, Sharp Knives, they were holding on. They were showing like, yo, we're still a strong team. We can also make the grand finals. There in the end, it's just Chimp and Solnux putting on a little bit more of that energy that they have. And Herb and Tombat, they're fighting hard, but in the end, it's just not enough. Still a great showing. They can still secure third place after our next semi-finals. But, you know, Chimp, he's dribbling. 5-1. 0-second goal. Beautiful showing there from one of our highest play. Wait, I think Chimp is our highest player in this tournament. So he has to show a little bit of mechanics that he has. He has to show everybody like, yo, I'm a good player. But yeah, Frantic win 2-1 here in our first semifinals versus Sharp Knives.
Yeah, so Frantic moving on to the finals. Congrats to them, and congrats Sharp Knife. They're going to be playing in the third place game following the semifinals. If that's going to be streamed is still to be determined. So stay tuned for that, and stay tuned for the next matchup. The next matchup between teams 1 and 4 is going to be Team Tasteless Demo Lads versus Wow, What a Save. So stick around for that, and we'll be right back after this quick ad break.